Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new here. My name's Jenna and I'm having a really hard time figuring out the format that I want this video to look like. 2024 was one of the most hard, challenging, confusing, but yet filled with so much growth and discovering years of my life. And pretty much if you're new here, I started social media in the year of 2019 or 2020, which was 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm not gonna lie, growing up I was a bit more of an extroverted, outgoing person, and ever since I started social media, that kind of switched. I'm not sure why that happened, but it was during the same time of COVID, so I think I just got so comfortable being inside and not really putting myself in situations where I'd go out and meet new people or do anything, socialize. But at the time, it didn't really matter to me at all because I was in a comfortable relationship, meaning I had somebody to rely on, and if I had nothing else, it didn't matter. And also in that time, I started pursuing social media and posting videos online, which became a huge hobby of mine. So not only was I comfortable in that relationship, I also had a huge passion that consumed now like so much of my life that anything else literally wasn't even in my brain. It was just relationship and work, which was great. But when COVID came to an end, I had to go back to school and go back to my job, which was scary and hard for me. You'd think like somebody with a following on social media would walk up with their chin up high and like so proud and confident within themselves. It did like the complete opposite for me for some reason. It was just the fact that I was posting these silly little videos that just made me feel so awkward because people would say things about me, and I don't know, I just felt super uncomfortable around people in school for some reason. So after COVID, I went back to my job, I went back to school. I honestly had a great school and people around me. When things picked up a little bit more, I did eventually decide to quit my job because I just knew that this would be more rewarding at the time. I love the job that I had. I worked at a seafood restaurant on the island that I live by on Long Beach Island. It was called Ship Bottom Shellfish. I love the owners, I love my boss, I love everyone that I work with, but this has been a dream of mine ever since I was a child, and if I could do anything to put more work towards this, I was all for it. So I quit my job and I spent more time doing this in the relationship that I was in, which was great, but now made me even more alone. I graduated high school and I was now going to college. With this literally being my dream and trying to pursue this for as long as I could, I definitely wanted to prioritize social media with picking the college that I went to. So I chose a university super close to me. It's about 30 minutes away, and I went to Stockton University. I decided to commute and not live on campus. So now I quit my job. I was commuting to school, pursuing social media, and didn't really have outside relationships, which was all my doing, all my fault. I would literally drive myself to class, meet nobody, sit there, do my work, go home, do my work at home, my schoolwork and my online work, and then repeat the same cycle over and over and over again. Weekends, I would hear about all of these hangouts, parties, sporting events, people doing this and that, and I would literally sit in my bed, edit videos, do homework, and hang out with family or relationship stuff, and that was it. Again, all my doing. I did this all throughout my last years of high school and all my years in college, to the point where I had nothing else besides work, relationship, and my schoolwork. And in the moment, I was so comfortable with what I was doing that it did not faze me at all. And I was comfortable and happy. So this was literally from 2019 all the way up until 2023. So 5 years, I kind of just secluded myself. 2023 was definitely a wake-up call because that is when the falling out of the relationship that I was in happened. There was a realization that that relationship was probably no longer a good fit, and I had nothing else to lean back on besides you guys, which was the biggest blessing and what literally saved me. If I didn't have this job and this opportunity and all of you guys to connect with, I would have been a wreck. Like, I was a wreck already, but I would have been, I don't know. So I just am so unbelievably grateful for you guys and this opportunity that I have. But I now was out of this relationship. I no longer had the job where I'd like to socialize with the people that were there. I commuted to school. I had no roommates. I was no longer in high school. I had nobody, pretty much. I had no friends. I was alone. And going through something like that in such a hard moment in your life, having a best friend or somebody to lean on, I feel like is what helps get people through those times. And I literally had myself, this job, and my family. I had no friends, and I feel like that's so embarrassing talking about, but I hope this is just something that somebody can relate to and learn something from. This is not a pity party at all. I'm good, I'm great now. I just want to have somebody learn from this and to impact other people. So it was the end of 2023. I had no friends, zero, like literally zero. Actually, I had like acquaintance friends, but like no close friends to like cry to to have a shoulder on. I was like, what the f do I do with myself? That is when I realized how important family is, because family is something that you're always going to have. They're always going to be there, hopefully, if you have a good family. I know that there's different situations, but be grateful for your family. Be there for your family, because family is your rock. I'm so thankful for my family because they help me so much. Also, I just wanted to say, I feel like I'm going to get questions on this set. It's from Addicted, and I'm wearing my favorite bra and underwear set underneath. I've been raving about my Skims underwear and bras literally since I've got them. You guys have heard me talk about them so much. And if you guys know me, you know how picky I am with clothing. That's why I always wear comfy sets like this. And these bras and underwear have become my favorite thing ever. The fabric is so stretchy and so supportive and keeps me confident all day. I feel like we don't focus enough on how important intimates are, because they're the foundation of our outfits. And underneath, if we're not comfortable, we're not confident. This dip thong from the Fits Everybody collection from Skims is insane. And this is the Fits Everybody crossover bralette, and I'm obsessed with both. I also have a bunch of other pieces as well that I've showed you guys before. Click the link in the description to shop Skims intimates, including the Fits Everybody collection. And if you haven't yet, be sure to let them know that I sent you. After you place your order, select YouTube in the survey and then select my channel in the drop-down menu that follows, and go try it out or shop for yourself, because I swear I have now 3 sets of these and I am obsessed with them all. So it was around the end of 2023 and I felt the most alone I think that I've ever felt in my entire life. I now did not have a job to lean back on to find friends. I now was commuting to school. I had no places to make friends because my job was online. And then on top of that, the job that I was doing for the past 4 years online was built off of that relationship. So I was so confused. Now I was on my own and I had no idea what to do with myself. I was starting to learn how to make videos on my own, and then my brother came to me with an idea one day on, let's go to an Eagles game and let's bet on it. I hate betting. So I let him do the betting and I went to the Eagles game with him, and it was probably the best thing that I could have ever done. We had so much fun. I videoed it. The video performed pretty well for me, like changing my content styles, and we were like, let's keep doing this. That's when I got a message from TikTok on if we wanted to do a video together afterwards. We did a video together afterwards, and that one did pretty well. That's when I grew my relationship with TikTok, and we got to go to so many games. This is what I mean when I talk about football now and say that it is like one of my favorite things in the entire world, because not only did that save me finding a new hobby, it put my family together. I was an only child. No, I wasn't. I was the only girl and a middle child, so me and my 2 brothers never really had a common interest growing up. We didn't have something to bond over. And when I started going to Eagles games with my brothers, we had something to bond over. My younger brother did football, my older brother did football, my dad grew up doing football. I now love to watch football, and then my mom started to love watching football. And in a time where I was so alone, this was the only thing that really made me feel happy again, kind of low-key. That sounds so dark, but like, so now when I talk about football and talk about how much I love it and how much it brings my family together and how much it makes me happy, I feel like you guys will kind of get a more understanding of why. So my family and I, we went to games. The Eagles lost the playoff game in January at the Bucs Stadium in Tampa. My brother and I went to that. The Super Bowl came around. I was watching it with my family, having fun. Still didn't really have friends. The end of that month, my family went on a cruise, which was amazing. Again, so helpful for me in a time of being so alone. My family hadn't gone on a family vacation in a really long time, and I think I really needed that in that moment, and I'm so grateful we got to do that. My grandmas came, both of them. We went to Haiti, we went to the Dominican Republic, and we went to the Bahamas. It was around my dad's birthday, and it was just a great experience. It was so much fun. After that, a girl that I had met online in my Instagram DMs had reached out to me asking if I wanted to come visit her in LA, Amira. And that's when I was like, no. I don't want to do that, because that's how I was the past 5 years of my life. And I was like, no, Jenna, you're a new person. This is new year, new you. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to meet new people. This will be good for you. She literally could have been a serial killer. We talked a bit online, but that was about it, which was kind of scary, but I did it. I finally changed my habits. Old me would have been like, no, maybe next time, but I decided to do it because it was out of my comfort zone, and I had the best time I had ever had in a long time. Now, this is where I had to fly across the country by myself. And before this, I had never thought I had to fly anywhere by myself, and I was shitting myself. At the time, I hate flights. It gives me anxiety. Thinking about doing it 6 hours by myself made me want to yak, but I woke up, I said bye to my mom that day, and I got the courage to get on a plane and fly to California by myself to go meet up with a girl that I met online. I don't even know. I think God sent us to each other. We both needed each other in this time. I flew to California actually to meet with a brand in Orange County, and then she picked me up from Orange County and we went back to her place. I met her mom and we had the best week. We went to a Lakers game. We went to Malibu. I forgot what having a girlfriend felt like, and that was just something I really needed in that moment and was so healing. Amir and I had a great time. I came back, did some more school, and then I had gotten the opportunity to go to Coachella with Dove, which was insane. I was like, how am I gonna do this? I'm in school. That's all the way back in Palm Springs. I have 5 classes because I was taking extra classes to graduate early. This is not possible. I decided to talk to my teachers and figure out if I'd be able to go, and I told them about the situation and they were like, yes. I had the most kind and best teachers. Like, if they would have told me no, I wouldn't have experienced going to a music festival. Coachella is like the most insane thing ever, and I'm so grateful for my teachers at Stockton that saw me so passionate about something and let me do it. So the first time I flew across the country and I met Amira was in March, and then I came back and Coachella was in April. So I literally had like maybe 2 weeks in between. This travel was not something that I was used to. I kind of was always in my bedroom, and now I was going from a cruise to LA, back home, back to California again. I told Amira about Coachella and we were thrilled, and then we also saw that Stagecoach was around the same time and we were like, which is a country music festival. Then I talked to my teachers if I'd be able to go to back-to-back festivals, which had a week in between, so I would have to spend 3 weeks in California and do my work online. That's when my teachers were like, okay, I guess, and they let me. Then Elisa had brought up going to weekend 2 of Coachella together, and I was like, holy crap, like this is not what I'm used to at all. But we sent it because that year my resolution for 2024 was to say yes to as many things as I could, and I literally did that. So we went to weekend 1 of Coachella, weekend 2 of Coachella, and then we went back to LA, and Amir and I figured out our outfits for Stagecoach, and then we went to Stagecoach. I spent almost a whole month in California and pretty much lived with somebody that I had met online not long earlier. I felt what it was like to have girlfriends again. I grew my relationship with Amira. I grew my relationship with Elisa. I met Maddie. We all spent time together in Palm Springs together. And then I was also growing my relationship with Gabby at the time, who was a long-term friend of mine that I had, but we never got too close. And in this time we got close. I came home back to Jersey for a bit, and I decided I wanted to go to Vegas for my birthday, which I don't like to go out too much. I don't like to drink that much, but I just knew Vegas was a really cool atmosphere that I've been to before, and I wanted to go for my birthday. We then went to Vegas for my birthday, me, Maddie, Elisa, and Amira, and we had so much fun. Then spontaneously, Elisa and I decided to book a flight, not home, but to Nashville after, to go meet more people and hang out in Nashville. So Elisa and I went all the way from Vegas to Nashville. That's where I met Dalton, and that's when I went out for the first time. We went to Barstool, and that was my first time ever going out because I never went to college and had that like going out experiences. It was so much fun. And then Elisa and I had so much fun, and we were figuring out a trip to Europe. We sat down after Nashville with her manager and planned a trip to Europe, going to 3 different countries, which again, so out of my comfort zone. I literally hate flights, and I'm flying all the way to Europe. I would have never thought I'd be doing that, especially in 2024. We figured everything out. I flew myself to Florida to meet them, and then we flew all the way to London, 10 hours with no Wi-Fi. I was shitting myself again, but we made it. We got to London. We then got to Italy, and it was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in my entire life. Italy has been a dream place that I've wanted to visit ever since I grew up seeing people go there on social media, and I just never thought it would be something I'd actually do. But I got myself out of my comfort zone and I did it. After that trip to Europe, we had so many other fun things like CMA Fest in Nashville. I went to Seattle and Washington to meet Dalton's family. That was amazing. We all went to Rock the South in Alabama, and I met even more friends and even more people. And then in August, I went to West Virginia. Then I was back in Nashville for Halloween, had fun there. We then went to Florida, went to Disney World with more friends, and came back for a while and settled down for November/December, and then went back to Nashville for New Year's. And pretty much this year was a life-changing year for me. I would have never thought I'd be put in situations that I was put in this year, but I said yes to everything I could, and I got out of my comfort zone as well as I could. And I learned so much from that, how important friendships are, and to always prioritize them no matter what happens in your life. Be there for your girlfriends. Make sure your girlfriends are there for you. Make sure you're feeling good about the friendship, because if you're not, it's not worth it. I just learned so much about relationships relationships and so much about myself. I grew my independence, and that's something I also really wanted to talk about because I feel like once you grow your independence and you become comfortable being alone, you could accomplish literally anything. I used to be so reliant in the situation that I was in that I literally was afraid to even go into a Wawa by myself, to now flying across the country by myself, living alone. I love spending time alone, and I feel like that's where you blossom as a person and become confident in the relationships that you are in because you are no longer relying on somebody. You're comfortable within yourself, and then also finding people around you that just better you. I kind of just wanted to talk about my year of 2024, so I had this to look back on and also talk to you guys more in depth about, because I feel like I never really opened up like that and fully told you guys everything that was going on in that time period of my life. And again, I'm not doing this in no other way but to hopefully have somebody learn something from this and realize that, oh, I can do that too, or oh, like make sure I'm spending more time with my friends, or make sure I'm doing this alone because I shouldn't rely on doing this with blah blah blah. Just become your own person, become independent, and make friends. Friends are one of the most important things in our 20s, in our teenage years, and in all of our life. And put yourself out there. Say yes to things. Don't hide in your bedroom and become alone and seclude yourself, because that's what life's about. Learning from people, learning from experiences, meeting new people, and just getting out there. I don't know, it just makes me really emotional because the situation that I had, I could have went two ways with it. I could have just dwelled on it and not bettered myself, or I could have bettered myself and became the best version of myself. And I did it so great, and I've learned so much. I don't know where I'm at in my life right now. I'm still lost, obviously. We all are going to be. But doing your best is all we can do, and learn and grow. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this. I'm honestly cringing talking about all this, but I never had a sister growing up. I feel like this is something like an older sister would say to me. I love being like a big sister to you guys, and I love growing a community here where we connect with each other and better each other and are here for each other, because that's the person I want to be. I had posted a Q&A video because I was going to do my recap video as a Q&A, but decided to do this instead, and hopefully you guys are happy with this, or maybe this was just whack, I don't know. But one of the questions was, how are you confident? And I really do struggle with confidence, but the one thing, two things actually, that I am really confident about myself, actually three things maybe. How I treat people, how I've become independent as a person, and my work ethic are three things that I'm most confident on. And those are all things that you guys can do too and grow confidence in as well. And I'm gonna work on in 2025, becoming more confident within myself and less self-negative talk about myself, because I tend to do that a lot. I feel like maybe we can do a part 2 video of talking about the ins and outs of 2025. Let me know if that's something that you guys would be interested in. Leave a like if you guys like this video. It means a lot to me, and leave me a comment. I'd love to talk to you guys in the comments about this. Thank you guys for watching the video of me giving my dad a car for Christmas. That, oh my gosh, I didn't even mention that being the end of my year. That was the best way to end 2024. I had so much growth and so many changes in 2024. Giving back to my dad has been a dream of mine since I started making money myself, and I'm so happy I was able to do that. If you haven't watched that video, I'll leave that here because that video really means a lot to me, and I'm so happy that you guys loved it. Thank you guys for everything. I hope you guys understand how much you mean to me. I sent out my giveaway boxes that I was talking about in 2 videos back. Congratulations on the winners. I was originally, I think, doing 6 boxes, and I ended up making 12 or 13 because there were so many of you guys that I wanted to give back on, and I want to incorporate that more this year, doing more giveaways, because I love giving back to you guys, and you guys just mean the world to me. So I'm gonna stop yapping. I don't even know if this video is going to make any sense or if it's gonna be all over the place, but that's more about me. That's just a way to rip off the new year, huh? I want to do nothing else but be an impact on you guys and be here for you guys and be somebody to talk to and look up to and connect with. So by the time this video is up, I guess we'll know if TikTok's banned or not, but you guys can obviously stay connected with me here on YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat. I post 100 times a day, and I probably communicate the most with you guys on Snapchat, so make sure you're following my Snapchat as well. I love you guys endlessly. Bye.
Without a care in the world, I was one rich little girl.